A lot of babies won't drop their last overnight feed on their own. So if your baby's 7, 8, 9 months and you've still got this lingering 3 a.m. feed, or maybe if it's an 11 p.m. feed, and you think, why are all these other babies sleeping through? It's not that you're doing anything wrong or that your baby's doing anything wrong. A lot of babies just won't drop it on their own. So this is where you may like to wean for them. And as always, when we're weaning overnight feeds, your day feeds, even if that includes solids as well, that must set the stage for your success overnight. Because we want your baby to be tanking up on their calories during the day so that you can be confident to resettle instead of feed overnight, knowing that they're not really hungry. It's most likely habit. And if it makes you feel any better, my own baby, the baby of a sleep consultant, finally dropped a feed at 8 months and I had to do it for him. And to backtrack a little bit, he slept 12 hours at 15 weeks. But at 6 months, he got COVID. This was a couple of years ago in the peak of the pandemic. And I fed him overnight because he was not really feeding during the day. And then I've also got an older child. So I got stuck in that predicament of I didn't quite want to wean it out because I didn't want him to cry and wake up his sibling. So when we were on holidays, he was 8 months old, and I tell you, this baby was born at 4.6 kilos. I knew that he didn't need the overnight feed. We had a big beach house, and I put his bedroom at the end, far away from my daughter, and I went cold turkey. Now, you don't have to do that. You can wean it down, but I personally went cold turkey. And I personally went extinction. I did true cry it out because he never really got to the point of crying where it was cry it out. He was more just awake and kind of shouting at me. He did that for 40 minutes on the night 1, 30 minutes on night 2, and has never woken since. But you may like to use a sleep training technique or a different resettling technique to substitute the feed for. So much of it is going to depend on your baby's temperament. And if you've been following for a while, you know that with my second baby, so often less is more. And this was absolutely the case when I dropped that feed at 8 months. And it was no big deal really for either of us. So if you've got this lingering feed and you think, no, day feeds are really good and solids are established, I don't think this baby needs it, I think this is habit, then chances are it is. Because most babies don't just drop that last feed on their own.